on Torah at a time. So we are holding in Chulin Daf Yudalet, starting the Mishnah and Mudaf on top. Zog the Mishnah. Hashoichet b'Shabbos u'b'Yom Kippurim. Someone, a Jew, shechter on Shabbos and Yom Kippur, even though it's chayav chorus. For Shechita Yom Kippur, for the Shabbos you have 80 Basra, you get skila. So even though he's chayav b'nafshay, Shechita soik sheiro. It's really the Shechita, and the Gemara is going to come and explain this as we go for this two blocks. But now the Gemara is going to come and say, meaning it's kosher b'lachilo, but not that day. You can't eat on Shabbos. Wait for Moitzi Shabbos. Oh, so that's very good. Gadi right away jumps into the big oimik diklondis. Shaila is, what does the Gemara mean? It's also a cholayim. So we're going to see right now the Gemara is going to try and attempt to tell me one pshat in this block, and the Gemara is going to slug it up and get to another pshat in the next block. But in this block, the Gemara is going to go like Gadi says. It's a problem of muktzeh. It was not ready. Let's see. So Gemara says you not only eat that day, the next day you could eat it. In other words, the shechita is not a shechita psula. Now, we're not talking about a min or a mumor, which we spoke about before. Let's say this guy did by mistake, or even did it on purpose, but not because he was coming to rebel against Kodesh Baruch. Let's say he had a big tie, which will not community if he gets a punishment or not. We'll get to that later. But right now, we're saying this person did a shechita, you can eat it on Sunday, not Shabbos. Why not? So Gemara says, so that day you can't eat it. So the friends, the friends is very, very common in the Yerushalmi. The friends, referring to the guys in the Mismerdish. And the Mismerdish were talking. And they said, Rabbi Yudi. That is Rabbi Yudi. So, hi, Rabbi Yudi. Who's Rabbi Yudi? Omar, Rav Abo. You have a good reason why you're late? Omar, Rav Abo. Rabbi Yudo Dachoni. It's a Yudo of Achona, which means regarding Muktzeh. You have to be Muktzeh. And that. You can share this. We're going back into sugyas of Beitza and the Shabbos. Diluim is big pumpkins that were now ready, now ripe, now ready to eat. And or an avela, animal that died, you could cut it and give it to an animal on Shabbos. Rabbi Yudah loisan avela Shabbos asuro. Says if it's not available before Shabbos, meaning it didn't die before Shabbos, you can't give it. Why? Muktzeh. It's not ready. You want to give an avail to a dog, it wasn't ready for Shabbos. It's not ready the day before. Asura. Asura sitting over here. This animal wasn't ready because it wasn't shechted. So it's not ready, like the animal that died. Says the Gemara, wow, big problem. See, Shabbos is very upset. What do you mean the animal's not ready? First, the animal is ready. Like Chubbs does every day at home. He's shechting an animal today. What do you mean? The Bishlam, an animal that died. So you really change his designation. It was supposed to be an animal that you shecht for a good steak, for the Siyum Maseches Chulin. But it died before. What can you do? So you give it to the dogs. So you give it to the dogs, you change his designation. It was not Mochel no Klavim. I wasn't planning to give it to a dog. So it's Muktzeh. One thing about this cow, you shecht it. He shecht it on Shabbos. Didn't die. Right? The case that we speak about, Nevelo, died on its own. It wasn't Mochel no Klavim. Here I want to eat it myself. I was always planning to eat it. Why is it Muktzeh? Muktzeh means I pushed it away from my mind, and I wasn't planning to get involved. So you were planning. So the more misobad beim or becher lachilo emedes. So you hold. That's really where we're coming. The animal, when it's alive, it's meant to be shechted to eat it. So it's not muktzeh. Well, no. Beim or becher legadelo emedes. That's not true. Usually, an animal, when it's alive, you're not planning to kill it. You want it to stay alive. You can plow with it. You can have its milk. It can have ladois, children. Yeah, very exactly. What was it before? That roi behemos are meant for that. Very good. Says the Gemara, if that's true, so how can you shecht an animal on Yom Tov? Shabbos, we're not allowed to shecht. We'll discuss right now. But Yom Tov, are you allowed to shecht an animal on Yom Tov? Avada, yes. Yeah, cook it. But I'm saying, if you say the animal is not ready for achil, it's meant legadel, it's meant to raise it, so it's muktzah. Yom Tov, you also have muktzah. If I wasn't meaning Beitza Chanel to be Yom Tov.
Could use it for the purpose.
I know, but the main question is what is the main purpose? No. Shabbat. Oh, so that's, I hear what you're saying. The Gemara is not going that direction right now. But I think in a moment we'll see something similar. But right now, the Gemara is just asking an animal, what is the designation of the animal? So Gemara says the animal is not designated to give it to a dog. But for Adam. No, for Adam, it's meant the whole time. No, it's even for Adam not meant. It's meant to stay alive. So yes, if it's meant to stay alive, I can use it on Yom Tov. Says the Gemara Maloi. An animal has a dual purpose. Either or, it could be either to eat or to raise it. So I'll tell you what. It depends what you do with it. If you shecht it, so then you misbar lemafreya. Misbar lemafreya is very important because now we're going into the sugya of breira. What does breira mean? It was retroactively understood or assumed to be something. So I have an animal. I don't know, is this animal meant to be raised, or this animal is meant to be shechted? We'll see. If he shechted, it means bar lemafreya from the beginning. It was meant to be nishchat. So it's a mochon. It's not a muktzah. If you didn't kill it, so that's what it is, right? Right. So now says Rashi what Shabbos was saying before. Rabbi Yankov was saying before that what Shad is that in Shabbos, once you come in Shabbos, that's what's shechted. So right away when Shabbos comes in, it's not meant to be shechted. And Yom Tov you could check, so it's still oimid lizbah. Says the Gemara, you can't say that pshat. You can't say that an animal has a dual purpose, and we will find out retroactive what it is. Because the concept of being misbar lemafreya, retroactively coming and designating something, the concept of retroactive is something which is not so plush. It's a machlokes. Big machlokes in Shas. Do we say yesh breira or ain't breira? Breira means misbarer lemafreya. I mean, retroactively you find out. So let's think more why. Right, very good. Okay, let's see. Very good. But right now, we're going to talk about a young cow. Right? We'll talk about it could be either or. So go about Lesa, Buda Brero. Buda doesn't hold Brero. How do we know that? So Gemara brings here the following brisa, which is brought down several places in Shas. Minola, what? Is one of them. Tanya, I don't remember all of them, but it's Buvakamo, Dumai, Sukkah, Eruvin, Me'ilo, Gittin, Yuma, and again Dumai. So he brought a few places. And we bring it in many times, always in this context, a little different variations every Gemara. The Gemara says, Minola, how do we know it doesn't hold beer? Elaim Ritai. You're going to look for the following brisa. It says the following. Kusim are people that you don't trust that to do truma and maisus. So he's taking wine from them. You're not trusting. You have to do truma and maisus. So what do? So the Mishnah tells us, I have here 100 lug of wine. How much is truma? Regular truma for the regular person? 2%. So 2 lug I'm going to give to truma. How ain't truma? What I'm going to do? Asara maisarishan. 10 lug out of the 100 will be maiser. Tisha, because once you take a 10, you're left with 90. Maiser sheni. Umeichel v'sheisimi. I think Machlok is Rashi tells you throughout all the places what does meichel mean. Rashi learns the meichel loshan chilu. The maiser sheni he will exchange for money. Taisus meichel means he starts. Loshan atchala. In other words, he's not going to actually need to do the trumas semaisris. He will just say, I have this wine, I need it for Shabbos. Tomorrow, I will take out of your 2 lugim, and that will be truma. That's called breira. And his ba'al mafreya, retroactively, these 2 lug was always truma. Right now, I'm just telling you I'm going to do it. Tiver Amir. Amir says you can do that. Rabbi Yudo, Rabbi Yosi, Rabbi Shimon, all 3 say no. Why not? More understands because there's no breira. Can't take 2 lug later and say this is truma retroactive. So why I didn't take it out? I'm eating here something which is maybe truma or teva. Says the Gemara, no, that's not the reason because there's no breira. That you down with base. So Gemara also kediktani taimo. There's a different reason. Maybe the jar, maybe the barrel of wine will break. And it looks like and he's be eating tavel mafreya. Meaning, What does Rebbe say? Rebbe says, I have a barrel of wine. I want to drink from it. What should I do? Don't worry about it. Just drink. And then whatever you do to the truma later, it will be retroactively work. They said, we agree with you, it can work. But what happens if you're never going to get to it because the barrel will break and the wine will spill out? Only my shame. Not truma. Not truma, my solution. So how are you going to do it? So they said, in other words, what the Gemara is telling us, the name of the Braiso, they're telling him, don't think that we disagree with the concept of prayer. We agree. But if it's going to break, it's going to break, and you're going to lose it. I can't rely on it. Says the Gemara, when it breaks, it breaks. I'm not worried about it. In other words, the Gemara goes explains in other places, we're choishish that something's going to break. So everybody says, I'm not choishish. Rely on that. But they're not arguing in prayer. So there's no riot from here that they're arguing in prayer. It could be they agree to prayer. They're just afraid that the barrel will break. So it won't be another riot. Tani ayoy. Ayoy is the name of a Tana. And he says, the Tani ayoy. Meaning, let's say a person we know, an Eruvin, is a special thing. You could put an Eruv Tchumim to a direction you want to go. So if you're in this city, let's say the Gemara is my city, I can walk 2,000 amma from here to any direction. That's a thing. But let's say I want to go somewhere else. You could put your Eruv. The idea of Eruv is that instead of this being my place, I'm going to put my Eruv where the tissue box is. And that will be my place. So I could go 2,000 amma from the city to the tissue box, and another 2,000 amma from the tissue box to Chubbs. If I can't go to the other direction, because this became my place. That's what Eruv Tchumi means. As someone comes and they tell me, you know, your Rebbe, your Rebbe is coming. Where is he coming to? Oh, we don't know. The plane may land in LaGuardia or in JFK. We don't know where. We don't know where it is, but we know he's coming. So the Shiloh, where should I go? I don't know if he's coming to the east or to the west. So they say, you know, we have a solution. You put an Eruv in each side. Eruv here, Eruv here. I say, we'll find out. If I found out he came to the east side, this will be my Eruv Lema Freya retroactively. And if not, this will be there because Eruv has to start beginning of Shabbat. I just don't know which one. Can't have both because you can't go to both sides because Eruv is one place. What does Eruv mean?
Security.
No, because you two opposite directions. No, can't. You have to decide where you are. No, it's with the Eruv. It's coming now. You can't. They'll talk about it afterwards. So you have to designate one place. Either this is the city is your place, this is your place, or this is your place. You can't have both. You can go and extend the city once this is your place. But if I don't have the booths, because the booths every 70 amma of Shiraim, which is very, very little, I can't. I'm going to JFK. I don't have enough. So now I have to have designate one place. So now I don't know which place to designate. So I do either this place or that place. But which one it is Ba'al Mafreya. So the more you can't have Brera. Says the Gemara, that's what I said in Rabbi Yehuda. Tanya Rabbi Yehuda, in all the mat that shit dvarim ke'echad, you can't have two options. Ela in bachach le'mizrach eruv le'mizrach, le'mayr of eruv le'mayr. You can choose one. Either do east or west. Now the chiddush over here, the chiddush is you can do it tonight. What's it tonight? That's not Brera. And that's a very, very complicated thing. What's the difference between Tanai and Brera? What's the Tanai? Tanai is like this. I could say, that we do agree, I could say that I'm going to be here only if my Rebbe comes to the east. If my Rebbe comes to the east, this will be my place. If my Rebbe does not come to the east, forget about it. That's called a Tanai. I'm doing a Eruv only but Tanai then my Rebbe comes. But to have two options, east and west, and say if he comes to the east, it will be the east. Because the west will be the west, that's called Brera, and Brera you can't do. We're not going to go now into the Chiluk between Tanai and Brera, but that's what I was saying. East can work, west can work, could be, but you lekan loy. Why can't you do both sides? They ain't Brera. So says go on 1 second. That's what Gemara says. No, if ain't Brera, Mizrach and Ma'ariv not ain't Brera, what should be the difference? Why you tell me I can do east alone or west alone? Because they did it today. Why? Brera should not work. So if the Gemara says that doesn't work, the one disagrees with this chiluk between Brera and Tanai. He says if you hold there's no Brera, there's no Brera. 1 second. Talking about, no, the we're talking about, it's not the case is the Chacham already came. We're not talking about.
It's not making a decision on Shabbos.
Right. It's not retroactively. It's just something you have to find out. I'm making the Eruv to where the Rebbe is. Where's the Rebbe? I don't know. So I'm making the east and west. Then I found out, it wasn't east. So Mikara, it's not Brera means retroactive, not retroactive. I found out the first beginning was from there. So from here you have the Raya, the Yehuda holds, and that's a dot. So I'm saying if my Rebbe is already there, it's already starting right now. So that's why it works. But if I want to do retroactive, I can't. So here's a raya that you can't do brayer. What I wanted to say?
No, so I was gonna say you could set up multiple Eruvin for Shabbos, right?
If you hold this brayer, it's not that.
You can't set up multiple Eruvin and then decide.
No, that's the machlokes. Yes, brayer and brayer. They do two different areas. You have to be one. Because of which one? So the first one, the one who holds this brayer says, well, I'll choose later. Retroactive. Mandoma says, hey, brayer, you can't do.
You set up then you don't use any, so then that's no big deal, right?
No, it is. That's what Gloria says. It is brayer. Well, I want to discuss. Let's finish it out. I want to get back to because I want to explain a little bit more, but it's not so much now. So brayer is I can't do two things at once. I can't come in to the option. The option is not possible. Even if you don't use anyone, right? I mean, unless you didn't need curry, you didn't plan to use it, right? Hello, my Yeshiva, you do the Caleb. Because he holds Chacham. Only time you can come and choose is only if the Chacham is already here. But if the Chacham is not there, ain't brave. That's what he says. So that's why he has to be either east or west. Can't be right. So Chacham. So therefore he's gonna do that's what he's gonna do each one. It's Gilur Mills. Right? That's what he says it can do either one. Now it says the Gemara. So that's what it means. The price it doesn't mean both. It's not both options. He says east good, west good, but I can't come and say that I don't know, and we'll see what's going to happen later. Something about so you the old Zayn Brave. So back to our Mishnah. Our Mishnah says when you do shechita on Shabbos, can't eat it till Sunday. Why not? One says here because it's muktzeh. Muktzeh, so how can you do on Yom Tov? Elamai, you say it's mukha. So we wanted to say maybe because of brayer. We don't hold brayer. So it has to be that it's mukha. If it's mukha, why isn't Shabbos muktzeh? Says the Gemara, Elam Avesa, beauty the kalim. We're talking about beauty of kalim, the non. Kalim means we're going broken kalim. Call it kalim nitolim b'Shabbos, shivrayim nitolim. Any vessel that you could carry on Shabbos, like a cup, you can take a broken cup as well. As long as you're able to do something with them, it has to be usable. As well, I can still put it into a pen or nuts. So shivrei, the Gemara brings a raya. Shivrei areva is like a jar. I can use it as a cover for the barrel. Can't use it to put into it something, but you can put something else. Shivrei schuk is that broken glass. I cover with it a little jar. No. You want it that to be muktzeh? It has to be something which is using something which was similar to what it did before. Shiva areva is a bowl. You can put into it a little bit of a purge, a little, a small amount of jello. Shiva schluchi is a tzukatech and shemen. You want to have broken glass, you can put a little bit of oil. Meaning, according to Abudo, if I can't do what it was originally designated to do, it becomes muktzeh. Even though I can do it for something else. I have a cup. The cup was used for putting drink in it. It broke. Now I can use it to strain the table. No, but I have to be able to put some liquid into it. It's not ready the day before for that. It has to be ready for this. Now it's also not because it's not designated for shechita, but it's not ready for shechita. Meaning it's like a kli. Can I use this? Can I eat? That's what Shabbos is similar to what he said before. Can I eat this animal in the beginning of Shabbos? No. So you mainly because I can't eat it. So that's why it's muktzeh. Also, this is a very big difference. When I have a broken cup, the cup was a kli. Now it's broken. It's a broken cup. It's a broken kli. Something new. It's not the same thing it was before. No, so according to Abud, especially if I can't, I can't use it for the same purpose. So I had a cup. Now I have a jar. It's not the same thing. It's doil. Here was food to begin with. It was an animal. And it's an animal. It just became a piece of animal. So ifas means separated. It's like I have a bread and I take a piece of bread. Is it something new? No. I take a piece of the animal. The Shabbat holds that a piece of food is good. And not in you're not allowed to squeeze fruit to take a liquid. Can I make orange juice on Shabbos? No, because you're not allowed to squeeze. But if the liquid came on its own, assume why it's not. Depends what the designation of the fruit is. If the fruit is meant to eat, so whatever comes out of it is a piece of food, even though it's liquid. Because I meant to eat the orange, came out of liquid, it's part of the food. It's a liquidy food. But if I meant to squeeze it, I never wanted to eat it. So I meant to create something new. So that's what it's also. As long as it's part of the food, it's okay. So it's like a bread with a piece of bread. So similar here, if I have an animal, a piece of animal, it's okay. So no, even Abiyuda agrees when you're talking about things that are generally only done for liquid. Even if he had a different mindset, it's still considered to be noilod. Like what? Which things are generally done for liquid? As those days, that was the biggest, manufacturing thing they used to do. Zaysim and anovim, olives and grapes. Grapes used for wine, for grape juice. Olives you use for oil. That was the main purpose. So suddenly zaysim and anovim. Why? Because it's meant to be squeezed, meant for the liquid. I said wrong. So really, because it's meant for that, I said, in other words, the only it's not a noilod to come liquid out of grapes and liquid out of olives. Why? Because that's what I'm manufacturing, what I'm doing with olives and grapes. So I have daiteler. So here he knows what are you going to do now with the animal? You're going to shift it. So he has his mind to shift it. So it's not muktzah. Midu taimo says the Gemara. Midu taimo el Rav said about who's the one who said this sentence? It was Rav. Right? Because the Rav is one who says, sorry, we're going according to Rav that he said, the name of Rav, Asur Bachil Loyoim, beginning of our Mishnah. Our Mishnah said, you shecht on Shabbos, so you're not allowed to eat it that day. Who said that? Rav. So, okay, so don't worry. But here it's meant to be eaten, so it's not a Nailah. So, well, that's only Shmuel according to Rabbi Yehuda. But Rav, according to Rabbi Yehuda, disagrees. So, who are we talking about? Midu time el Rav. Homer Rav Cholokay Rabbi Yehuda Afilu B'Solei Zeisiv Anovim. Rav disagrees with Shmuel. He says always when something comes out of something else, it doesn't to be a noila that is also according to Rabbi Yehuda, including olives and grapes, which are designated for this purpose. And Yimela what? And Yimela, same thing by an animal. Even though it's designated for shchita, but it's something new. So it should be also. Right? So therefore what? I said it wrong. I apologize. Said it wrong. I got mixed up here a second. The Gemara is telling us that according to Rav, it's going to be mutter. Meaning, what did Rabbi Yehuda say? If it's designated for it, I said the thing a little wrong. Yeah. Let me go backwards a second. We said like this: if I have fruits and something comes out of the fruits, because of the fruits, is the mutter also. Chum said it's also. This says depends. If it's meant for it, it's meant to eat, it's okay. It's a piece of food. If it's not meant for it, it's also. So says the Gemara, yeah. And same thing over here, the animal is meant for it. You're going to eat it. So if it's meant for it, it's not considered to be noiluk. Says the Gemara, Shmuel says that Sol is Zaysim V'Anovim. Is what? Sol is Zaysim V'Anovim when it's, he agrees the Sol is Zaysim V'Anovim when it's meant for it, then you don't say it's mutter. Then you say it's also. It's not like a piece of food. It's meant to create something new. That's why I said wrong. I said before it's mutter. It's meant to create something new. So it's meant to create something new. I mean, that's my whole purpose. I want to create something new. If I want to create something new, that says it's going to be usher. So also here, I'm meant to doing shita for it. It becomes usher. Says the Gemara, that's Shmuel, but Rav disagrees. Rav holds the same way when I have liquid coming out of oranges, I could eat it. So also when I have liquid coming out of olives and grapes, I could eat it because it's a piece of food. So the same thing by the shchit, that's a piece of food, it should be mutter. Says the Gemara, hello, Avsheshes, going back. So again, what was that? What was asking? What was asking? Why is it usher on Shabbos? Why have to wait for Sunday? So we tried to say because of muktzeh. What is that muktzeh? Tried to say because of breiro. Tried to say because of shivrei kelim. Now the Gemara says because of another type of muktzeh. Which other muktzeh? Neiros. It says a ner chodesh, a candle in the time of the Gemara doesn't mean the actual fire. means the vessel where you put the oil into. It's called a ner. Can I carry it? It says if it was never used, you can use it. You can move it. If it was used, you can't. So why he holds muktzeh? So something you hold, see from here, the Yehuda holds muktzeh. Says the Gemara, aim with the Shabbos Yehuda muktzeh machlas meals. Candle, you know why you can't use it when you use it? It gets repulsive. After you use it once, it's all dirty. I can't use it for anything else. I can't put anything else into it. The candle. So therefore, I use it. But muktzeh machlas isu mishabbos. Say here, what's this? What's the muktzeh? The muktzeh is you can't check it. Shabbos said before, you can't check it. So it's a muktzeh machmas isu because of the isur of shchita. That because I can't check it, that's a muktzeh. We never found. I read this says muktzeh over there. So the more we did find. Then Abidoim says we have to zone with Aleph. Kol neirut shel mateches. If it's made out of metal, metaltalin, you could carry a candle made out of metal because it doesn't get repulsive, doesn't get bad. Chutz min haner sheidliko bo oisa Shabbos. If you lit a candle on Shabbos, you can't move it. That's what we do today as well. The only way you can take it is only if you put a siddur on the thing. Why can't? Because it's muktzeh machmas iser. Because when Shabbos came in, you had a candle lit. You could move it because of the Isser Shabbos, because of the Isser of the fire. So because of muktzeh machmas iser, I can't move it. So here I have a muktzeh machmas shchita. Says the Gemara, but Shani also do dochile be'adai. Says the Gemara, no, but there it's different because there when he lit the candle, he as if pushed it away. He's basically saying, Begir of Shabbos, this candelabra I'm not going to use. It's lighting on Shabbos. But an animal, he didn't do it in Be'adai. What do you do? The animal was just alive. So the Gemara say again, where do we find, according to Yehuda, that the animal alive is a problem? I mean, we checked it on Shabbos, should be also in Shabbos, mutar on Sunday. Why? I should be also in Shabbos. We tried to say all kinds of different variations of muktzeh. Tried to say beginning because it's not meant for shchita. Gemara says, what about Yom Tov? Maybe because of Breyo, we don't hold Breyo. So the Gemara said, okay, so let's come and say that it's because Shivrei Kalim. So the Gemara, no, but it's considered to be a piece of food. So the Gemara said, maybe because it's a muktzeh machmas iser. So the Gemara, no, it's not because he didn't do this, he didn't push a be'adai. So the Gemara is stuck. So what will be the reason for the Yehuda that it's also in Shabbos and mutar on Sunday? And this will continue Be'ezer Hashem in tomorrow's daf. Once they come and explain what is here the change. Say Gomer. Rabbi say, have a wonderful day.